Hello everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my speaking skills series. Today we're going to do a class all about injuries. All those difficult to remember words that are sort of specific to a kind of injury or accident that you might have had. Let me get my name on the board and we'll do a little introduction, then we will get started. So, my name is Jon-Eric. I'm your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, and I'm coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. And if you click that link that I just put in the chat window, you can follow me to see all my upcoming classes. I've been teaching on Verbling for over 2 years, and I've taught over 1,000 classes since February of 2013. But over the last 15 years, I've taught to, teens, to adults. I've taught general English, business English to major companies in multinationals. I've also taught exam courses like the FCE, TOEFL, IELTS, pretty much all of them that I can think of at one point or another. So what I would say is click on that link, follow me, and see my upcoming classes and book a tutoring session if you want to know what a custom-tailored class will be like. Whatever your particular goals are, you and I will work out a learning plan, and together we're going to make sure you get the time that you need. Okay? I'll help you design that plan and we'll put it into practice. One thing, if you do book a private tutoring class, please send me a message first because my schedule is a little bit full right now. So, that's a little bit about me. Let's talk a bit about the class as you're all coming in. So we're going to talk about, first, we're going to try to establish some important keywords. All those words for different kinds of injuries that can happen any place. They could be serious accidents or just little things that happen around the house. So we're going to try to, maybe in the first 10 minutes of class, 15 minutes, we're going to try to generate some vocabulary by looking at different pictures, and I'll give you some of the keywords. You might have to match them up or see how they combine in different ways. When that's clear, we're then going to move on, take our keywords, and we're going to apply them to different exercises so you get some practice. Practice with a little bit of guidance. In the last part of class, we're going to have a free speaking activity. So we're going to put you in a situation where you have to play doctor. Come in, describe your injuries, and let's see if we can give you a diagnosis and a treatment as well. So that's what's coming up. If you're waiting for the timer, you'll see a little green join button. So once the timer stops in the first 2 minutes, click join, and we'll be ready to start. Okay? Now, one thing I can do is give you the link, the direct link to the material if you don't have it. So let's put that over here where it says class material in the chat window. There it is. So click on that and you will see this. This is our presentation for today. So as I said, as soon as we get some people in here, we're going to talk about injuries. There's someone. So, you're the first to class, Mr. Shinue. How are you?
I'm fine. I just came back from the swimming pool.
Excellent. I hope you did not hurt yourself. Today is all about injuries. But if you did hurt yourself, this is the perfect class to talk about it.
Yes. Go swimming often makes me energetic.
Excellent. You know, when you swim, you have a lot more oxygen when you exercise. That helps your brain, and you can learn better. But you know that because you're a teacher too.
Yeah.
By the way,
There's no other student. It's like a private lesson.
it is like a private lesson. That means we'll make lots of progress. Well, it's a little bit early. They'll probably be coming in as we get started. By the way, I want to make a little change to that introductory slide because it shouldn't say health. It should say just injuries. So I'm gonna erase that, reload it. Let's see if it lets me do it. Sometimes my computer doesn't let me do these things. See if it does. Right now it says trying to connect. Well, now I can't make any changes. Anyway, it should say something else. Oh, maybe it will work now. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let's see if I can change that slide by reloading it. Is it going to let me? There you go. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, where is everyone today? So look, I've got a lot of people in the chat window, but a lot of people are writing in the chat window, but they don't come in. So let's say hello to Mr. Lay, Mr. or Ms. Lay. Why don't you come on in, because we got plenty of room. Hi, Lay. Click the join button and come on in. There we go. Well, should you wait?
They didn't pay money for the verbally.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe that's what it is. Well, I can't help them in that case. I wish I could. Well, let's get started. We're going to be doing a bit of learning first. Then we're going to be applying. Look at that. We've got Mr. Long. Hello, Long. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good, very good. And where are you from?
I'm come from Vietnam.
From Vietnam. Excellent. Well, today we're going to be learning about and using lots of new vocabulary for injuries. How to talk about those little accidents that happen around the house and even big ones that happen outside. So, I hope you don't have any injuries, Long. I hope you're okay. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm right.
Very good. So we're going to learn for about 10-15 minutes some new words, or not reflect, but review some vocabulary you might already know. Then we're going to apply it to some exercises, and then we're going to use it speaking in the last half of the class. At the very end, we're going to try to reflect on what we learned and put it into your memory. So let's start here. This is John. John has lots of problems. What I want you to do is tell me what is wrong with John. Look at the picture. Look at the key word at the bottom and see if you can make a statement about what's wrong with John. Okay? So, Mr. Shinwei, you start us off. Take a look at number 1. And if you use some of those key words at the bottom, how would you make a statement about what happened to him in number 1? Imagine that John is the one speaking and he says, "Oh my God. Oh my God. What did I do?"
Oh my God! I got a hand cut.
Good, yeah. It's a cut. And what's he got around? What's that thing called?
The little left cuts my finger.
Little knife. But he's fixed it. He's kind of fixed it. What's that little thing that goes around the cut on his finger, right in the middle? Do you know what the word is?
Bundy.
Band-aid. Like this.
Band.
Band-aid. I'll put it in the chat window for you, for everyone to see. Take a look. Excellent. So maybe he says, oh my God, I got a cut on my finger. Or, oh my God, I cut my finger as the main action. I cut my finger. So either way is okay. By the way, you don't have to use my suggestions at the bottom of the page. You don't have to, okay? But those are there to give you some ideas. So welcome to class, Mr. Jose. Nice to see you. Good morning.
Nice to see you. Good morning.
Excellent. Welcome to class, Ksenia, as well. Nice to see you again.
Hello.
Hi, Ksenia. So here's John on the screen. John is a big mess. John is not a very coordinated person. He's always getting into trouble. And Shinue said that he cut his finger and he put a Band-Aid on it in picture number 1. So, using some of those words at the bottom of the screen, or your own words, Mr. Long, take a look at number 2, and what do you think John would say about number 2? What happened to him there? That's not his finger in number 2. What is that? Can you see picture number 2?
Oh my God, I got twisted.
Ah, okay. How about this? Instead of got, we'll just say I twisted.
Twisted.
What did you twist? What part of the body can you see? I twisted my what?
My leg.
Exactly. Very good. Oh my God, I twisted my leg. And Long, does he have a Band-Aid around his leg? It's a little bit big to be a Band-Aid. So what can we call that treatment? We can call that in number 2. It's not a Band-Aid because a Band-Aid is small, like number 1. If it's big,
Bandage.
bandage. Okay, that's right. If it's big, it's a bandage. So Long, repeat after me. Oh, I twisted my leg, and I got it bandaged. You can see it in the chat window too. I got it bandaged.
My leg.
Bandage.
I got it bandage.
I got it bandaged. That's correct. Long, say that for me. I got it bandaged.
I got
I
it
got it
bandaged.
bandaged.
Good. That's right. So bandaged can be a verb. That's the new word for today, bandage. As a noun, a bandage. As a verb, to bandage. I got it bandaged. It was bandaged for me by a doctor. Ksenia, what do you think happened in picture number 3?
I think he twisted his ankle.
He did. He twisted his ankle. I'll put that in the chat window for you. This ankle is one of those words that I can never spell properly. There we go. He twisted his ankle, and what does he have on his ankle and his foot? What does he have on it?
The same bandage.
Yeah. So he got it what?
He got it bandaged.
He did. He got it bandaged. And we could say one other thing. When you hurt yourself like that, it's not, nothing's broken, but you hurt the tissue, the muscle. What happens to your foot if you twist it? I know that it hurts, but what's another symptom when you twist it? Can you think of another symptom, Ksenia?
It gets more bigger.
Exactly. It
Swollen.
exactly. It swells is the verb.
Up.
It swells, or it swells up, or it gets swollen. Take a look in the chat window. Say it for me. It gets swollen, Ksenia.
It gets swollen. It gets swollen.
It gets swollen. And so, if it gets swollen, you have to elevate. You have to elevate your, in this case, it's your ankle or your foot. You have to elevate it. So, I wonder if we can put all that together. Because then you're looking at number 3. I want you to say what was wrong, what was the treatment, and the treatment has a second part. Because you got the physical thing around your foot, and then you have the action that you have to take. So, what's wrong with John in picture number 3? Can you summarize for me, Ksenia?
John twisted his ankle, so he should bandage it.
Mm-hmm.
And to I forgot this word, to protect his leg of swelling.
If you
swelling.
Yeah, if you want to use it as a noun, it can be to protect it from swelling.
Protect it from swelling. He have to elevate his ankle.
Exactly. And if you elevate it, where do you put your foot?
On a pillow?
On a pillow. Up. Raise it up. You elevate it. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Mr. Jose, John continues to have problems. What happened to John in number 4? What do you think?
Number 4?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I broke my arm.
Exactly what he's saying. Oh my god, I broke my arm. I think he broke it. And what's around his arm? It's not a bandage.
No, it's a plaster.
It's not a plaster. A plaster would be more like number 1. British English, we say plaster. American English, we say band-aid. But number 4, that's a big thing that's tied around your neck. Do you know?
In English, no. In Spanish, yes. Escayola.
Scayola, yeah.
I don't know the word in English.
The English word is a sling.
A sling. Okay, a sling.
So he broke his arm. He's got his arm in a sling. And can his arm move around? Is it possible? When it's in a sling, can he move around? Or is it still in place?
I think he's still in place.
It's still in place. You're absolutely right. And so we have a similar expression like we said with number 3. You have to immobilize.
Immobilize.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to immobilize.
I'm going to write that for you in the chat window too. Immobilize your, in this case, it's your arm. By the way, there's one more thing. Inside of the sling, his arm has a hard, oh, you know, Jose, you said plaster before, right?
Yes.
Ah, now I know what you're trying to say. Inside of the sling, he has a plaster material.
Yes.
But plaster is the name of the material. The object is called a cast.
Okay. Plaster is the material. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Now, can you sum up? Can you summarize what happened to John in number 4 for us, Jose? Summarize for us.
He broke his arm, and he has to immobilize his arm. He got a cast.
That's true. He got a cast, and he put his arm in a...
He put his arm in a... In a sling.
In a sling.
Okay.
That's right.
In a sling.
And I wrote that for you in the chat window. John broke his arm. He has to immobilize it, so he got a cast and put his arm in a sling. Boom. You're done. All right. The other ones are a little easier. So, I'm missing number 6. Uh-oh. I'm missing one. Well, anyway, let's look at number 5. Shinue, what's wrong with John in number 5? Now, remember, he got into an accident. So he's got lots of serious problems. So don't say headache, because it's not a headache. What's a serious problem that could cause John to rub his head like that? What do you think? What's worse than a headache?
He he got a bruise.
Even worse than a bruise.
Mm. He got burnt.
He got burned. In number 5?
Number 5.
Yeah, sorry. Number 5, right in the middle.
Number 5. He has a mental disease.
What disease? I don't think he's got it, but he has an injury for sure.
Oh, injury. I'm joking. I don't know.
Okay.
Hey.
So here's the idea. He's in a car. Let's imagine he's in a car. He gets into an accident. He hits his head against the glass. What do you think is the result when you hit your head against the glass? It's not just a headache. It's much stronger than a headache. In fact, American football players are famous for having this injury.
He got a crash.
What? Say again?
Crash.
That's true, but what do we call it when your head hits the glass? The car can crash, but you don't crash. What's the result of smacking your head against something if it's hard enough?
Smash.
I'm going to give you an alternative. Are you ready? Here's the alternative.
I don't know.
I'll tell you. The word is concussion. Concussion.
Oh, this term is very professional.
Concussion concussion is when you actually bruise your brain. You actually hurt your brain because you smack your head. A concussion is a very serious thing, actually, although it's easy to get. So a headache just means you hurt your head, but a concussion means you probably hit your head really hard, and that's what happened to John in number 5. Okay, and the last one on this page, Mr. Long. Look at number 7. It's a little hard to see. It's a little bit hard to see. But he hit his arm. What do you think is the result of number 7? He hit his arm, and what does he have on his arm?
Bruise.
That didn't sound like Long. That sounded like Shinwei.
Oh. Not number 10. Oh.
So, Mr. Long, you can say, John, Shinwei got the right word. Bruised his arm.
Bruges.
That's right. Bruised. Repeat. Bruised.
Bruised.
Good. That's right. You can see that word at the bottom. Bruise. Okay. So we have cut your finger, twist your leg, twist your ankle, break your arm, get a concussion. I should say, I didn't say that before. Get a concussion. Bruise your arm. I have burn. He could have burnt something, but I'm missing a picture. Apologize. We've got Band-Aid, bandage, sling, cast, and many other things. And that's a really good start. So let's do a few of these together. Ksenia, I cut my finger. How did it happen? You have to use your imagination here. How did it happen? What was the result? And what was the solution?
While I was cutting a carrot.
Okay. I cut my finger while I was cutting a carrot, or when I was cutting a carrot, even better.
When I was cutting a carrot, I cut my finger.
And the result, what happens when you cut your finger?
It was bleeding.
Right. Bleeding. Okay. And the solution?
I decided to put a Band-Aid on my finger to stop bleeding.
To stop the bleeding. Perfect. Excellent. Summarizing. I cut my finger. How did it happen? I cut my finger when I was chopping a carrot, cutting a carrot. It started bleeding, So I put a Band-Aid on it. So your key word here is so, and that will allow you to give the solution. That's the key word, your key connector here. Excellent. Jose, let's go to number 3. Oh, I twisted my ankle. How did it happen?
I twisted my ankle.
What could I have done to twist my ankle?
When I twist my ankle, I put a.
First, how did it happen? What were you doing to twist your ankle?
My ankle is swollen.
But how did it happen? What action were you doing that caused you?
Yes.
What were you doing?
I got a bruise.
Look in the middle column.
In the middle column.
Yeah. How did it happen? How did you twist your ankle? What were you doing?
Yes.
Any idea?
I kick, no?
I kicked what?
I kick my ankle.
Well, I hope you didn't kick your ankle, because that means you have.
Yes, some people kick my ankle.
There you go.
Yes.
How about this one? Someone
kick my ankle.
My ankle, and I'm gonna say.
And my ankle.
Playing football.
Yeah,
that might
football.
be
and my ankle swells up.
The result is that it swelled up.
It swells up.
Swelled up. You're saying you're talking in the past. Look in the chat window.
So my ankle, yes.
Someone
I was running to catch the bus. Someone
kicked
my ankle playing football. Okay.
And the result, it swelled up.
It swelled up.
So, what was the solution to that problem? So
I.
What did you do?
Yes, I got a bandage or
That's right.
Or
I got a bandage.
Or a cast.
No, because you didn't break it, so you don't need a cast. So the best answer is probably
with the bandage is enough.
It's enough, and it can be a verb. So you can say, they bandaged it for me. They meaning the doctors or the nurses. They bandaged
it for me. Okay.
Excellent. So just to summarize, I twisted my ankle. I was running for the bus, or someone kicked me.
Someone kicked my ankle playing football. It swelled up. They bandaged it for me.
So they bandaged it for me. Excellent, excellent. Mr. Shinue, I've got a concussion. Oh my God, how did it happen? I've got a concussion. How do you think it happened?
I went into a room, but the door is lower than the usual ones.
Exactly. Not the door, but the door frame. The door frame was lower than I expected. Take a look in the chat window, because it's a good way to say it. Look at that.
I went into a room, but the door frame was lower than I expected.
And the result?
I've got a concussion.
And what's the result of the concussion? How do you feel? Can you think clearly?
Hold on. Let me think this word.
Take your time.
Give me a second.
Take your time.
Uh, the the forehead was the forehead was swollen.
Good.
The forehead was swollen. I I have I have I have it bandaged.
Okay. You know, here's the problem with a concussion. There's nothing you can do. You can bandage it, that will help, but it doesn't fix the concussion because the concussion is inside of your head. So there's nothing they can do except rest. So I had to stay home and rest. There's nothing else you can do until the concussion gets better. Because the concussion is when your brain is bruised. You hit something so hard that your brain smacks against your skull and literally bruises, just like a muscle. Horrible. Don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. Don't get a concussion.
After 3 days, I still felt very bad.
Exactly.
I had to go to the hospital to get my head X-rayed.
I hope you're going to recover. Here's how you feel. If you get a concussion, you can say, I feel dizzy. I feel confused. If I'm dizzy, the room is spinning. Dizzy means the room is spinning around me. The room is spinning. So that's an example of dizzy. Okay? Excellent. Let's see, one more. Mr. Long, take a look at number 7. I got a bruise on my arm. I got a bruise on my arm. How do you think it happened?
When I play soccer.
Exactly. Okay. So maybe someone hit me or kicked me when I was playing soccer. Let's put that in the chat window. Good. So I got a bruise when someone hit me or kicked me when I was playing soccer. And the result, how did it feel?
I feel.
How did it feel? Because you bruised your hand. How did it? Oh, you bruised your arm. So it felt.
It felt hot.
It felt hot. Oh, I don't know about hot. Uh-oh, what happened to Long? Long was in the middle of a sentence. I would say it felt. Let's help him out. Maybe hot's word here. It felt what? What's some other words we could use? It felt what? Less.
I felt very sore or painful.
Well, let's use it because we're talking about the arm that was bruised. It felt. Give me an adjective.
Sure.
Sore. Good.
It felt or painful.
Painful. Excellent. So Long. Maybe instead of hot, a better word would be sore, painful, tender. All of these words, tender means you can't touch it. If you touch it even a little bit, it hurts. Okay, so say that for me. It felt sore, Mr. Long. It felt sore.
Sure.
Tender.
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 Good, good. So, what was the solution, Long?
Solution. I had to bandage it.
Exactly, good. I had to bandage it. Bandage it. And you have an alternative, you could say, imagine it was the doctor who did it. You could say, I got it bandaged, like we said before. So you can say, if you did it, I had to bandage it. If the doctor did it, I got it bandaged. I got it bandaged by the doctor. So you got two ways to say that. Okay, I think we got some good key expressions here. Maybe one more for vocabulary. Ksenia, I want you to read maybe the first 2 lines of this, and I think all of the words you need are at the bottom. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Give it a try.
John fell off a chair, hit his head on the floor, and
Now you got 3 words here, but they go together. Just like hit his head. I'll give you a hint. He is no longer awake. He's not asleep, but it's like he's asleep.
concussion.
Right? He probably will have a concussion.
And he
Look at the blue words at the bottom. Is there which word are those? Exactly. Now that's the 3rd word. We need the first 2. What did he do? What was the action? He
knocked himself unconscious.
Perfect. He knocked himself unconscious. Repeat. Knocked himself unconscious.
Knocked himself unconscious.
Perfect. The next sentence. Keep going. His wife?
His wife called an ambulance, but John was still unconscious when it arrived.
Very good. Excellent. That is exactly right. Jose, continue. He was blank.
He was...
You know what? I don't have that word on the screen. So I made a little mistake there. Sorry.
I don't see the word, no?
Yeah, it's not there. I made a mistake.
It's not there.
So use a word of your own. The idea is that he was taken very quickly to the hospital.
Taken very quickly.
It's a word that means taken quickly.
Taken quickly.
It's not on the screen because I forgot to put it. Can you think of a word that... What do we do in an ambulance? We don't just ride in an ambulance. We don't just get taken in an ambulance. We have another word that means to go fast. What's another way to say to go fast?
Call 911.
After you call 911. After you call 911, the ambulance comes and it takes you fast.
Rush.
Exactly. Jose, use rush in that sentence. That's exactly right.
Peter, can you repeat it?
Jose, you repeat it for him. You try, and then I'll correct you if you need it. Go ahead, Jose. Jose? Are you there? Jose? Hello? What happened to Jose?
He was to hospital. He was...
Say again?
He was soon to hospital? Where they...
No, the word that Ksenia said is good. Ksenia and Santiago wrote it in the chat window.
Yes.
That's a good verb. Can you see it?
Come on in. Yes.
He was...
Come on in. He was...
Before. Rush. To rush.
He was rushed to hospital. Where they kept him for 2 days for...
And again, I didn't put the word because I was...
stitches?
Could be. In fact, I didn't put the word for that sentence. So, we could say many things here. You could say for observation. That would be one thing they might do. They might observe him. For tests. That's another thing that they might do. Stitches we're going to use somewhere else. So say that sentence again from the beginning. Let's hear the whole thing. Jose, he was? I don't hear you, Jose. Are you there? Jose is sleeping.
Maybe his wife, or maybe his wife
For observation.
ordered him to have dinner.
There he is. I just heard the end. I heard for observation. So he was rushed to hospital where they kept him for 2 days for observation or for tests. Okay? So I apologize because I didn't have the key words written on the screen for that one because I was very tired when I was making this. Please forgive me. The other ones are there, though. Let's say a quick hello to Mr. Pankaj. How do I say your name? Pankaj? Is that right? How do I pronounce your name? Is it Pankaj Shawarma? Is that right? Uh-oh, I don't hear you. Make sure you've got your microphone on by clicking on the icon on the top of the screen. Hello, Pankaj Shawarma. Are you there? Hello, hello? Okay, I don't hear him. We're going to go to Mr. Shinue. After we kept him for tests, now we got another idea here, Mr. Shinue. Can you read the next sentence? I jumped.
Oh, teacher, I have a question.
Go for it.
When they keep him for 2 days for blank, what's the answer for blank?
You have many answers. One answer could be for observation. They want to see if he gets better. Another answer could be for tests or for testing. And after that, you could say really any kind of treatment. So there's not really one answer for that. You could say many things. But the ones I wrote were for observation or for tests.
But John was still blank. What's the answer?
Sorry, say the whole sentence, because I don't know which sentence you mean.
But John was still blank. Before when? The blank is before when?
Oh, that one. Okay. His wife called an ambulance, but John was still unconscious when it arrived. So we used unconscious 2 times.
Oh.
We used it twice.
Thank you. Let me answer the question.
Please do.
You ask me. I jumped for the ball and collided
Very good.
with another
Excellent.
player.
All right. You collided with another player. That means you hit each other. Okay? And why don't you keep going? Because this one's short. We both
and knocked our head. I
could be.
we both and hit. Hi, teacher. Can you hear me?
You've got a keyword right in front of you. Look at the bottom. You've got 2 keywords which will fit. You've got 2 left. Remember, we used knocked himself unconscious. We used collided. We used ambulance. So
And hit and himself. Oh no. And cuts our head. I don't know.
Ksenia, what would you say? We both had blank on our heads, but?
We both had cuts.
Good. Good. You can see the picture there. Good, good.
How had?
But
I had to go to hospital for 8 stitches.
stitches. Stitches. And what are stitches? Can you see the stitches in the picture?
Yes, on the man's forehead.
So what do we do when we put stitches in our skin?
We put 2 slices of leather together and sew
Exactly. Sew it shut. That's right.
Sew it.
Sew it. It looks like to sew, like this. Sew it shut. Oh, wait, that's the wrong sew. Sorry. It would help if I write the right word, wouldn't it? Hold on a second. Sew it shut. Because we have the word sew. We've got more than one sew, and the one I want is S-E-W, not S-O. My apologies. My apologies. Hold on a second. Let me fix it. To sew it shut is to... Oh, my computer is frozen. Give me a second here. To sew it shut. That equals to have stitches put in. Okay? And you can see that right now in the chat window at the bottom. All right. So now we've got lots of good vocabulary. I don't know. Let's see. I've got. Let's go forward here. We've covered some of this vocabulary, so I'm going to jump forward. I want you to take a look at this picture. It says to write what happened, but you don't have to write. You can actually speak because we're a little bit limited on time. Look at the picture and say what happened. Use words and phrases from earlier today. Okay? Maybe I could divide this into 2. We could have maybe 2 speakers. The first 2 parts and then the end of the story. Or actually, look, we've got 1 person for each part. So let's do this. Why don't each of you take one of those 4 parts of the story? You have to use your imagination a little bit. Okay? So there's no right answer. But if you use the key words we've learned, it'll sound pretty good. Okay? So, Ksenia, you start the story off in the left-hand side. You start us off on the left-hand side.
Okay. So John wanted to eat some apples, so he decided to climb a tree for these apples. But unfortunately, he fell down, and he had concussion. He knocked himself unconscious.
Very good. That's our key word. Maybe he had a concussion too. That's good too. But that verb, he fell down, knocked himself unconscious. Excellent. Mr. Shinue, what happened next in the second part? What happened next? Remember, you've got to use your imagination. So John fell from the tree where he was picking apples. He knocked himself unconscious. What happened next? There's that woman in the picture.
A young woman witnessed the accident.
Yeah, good. What did she do?
She called an ambulance.
Excellent. She called, in America, she called 911. She called an ambulance. Okay.
And after 10 minutes, the ambulance arrived, and two nurses hit the man onto the car.
What were the name? What did you call the people in the ambulance? Two what?
Two two, two nurses.
Nurses, not nurses here. These are paramedics. Paramedics.
Paramedics. Oh.
Good, good. In an ambulance, we have paramedics.
Two paramedics got this man onto the car, and this man was sent into the hospital.
We have a better word than sent. What's the word that means to go fast? He was
Hurry.
not hurried. The other one. Hurried is good, but there's a better one. Begins with an R.
Oh, I know. He was
Rush.
rushed
Exactly.
to hospital.
Right. Rush to the hospital. And you can see it in the chat window. So two new words.
To the hospital.
Wait. Hang on a second. Let's give Long a chance to continue. Very good. Two new words. Paramedics. Rush to the hospital. Mr. Long, what happened then? At the end, the last picture. What happened then, Mr. Long?
He got bandaged his head.
That's right. He got his head bandaged. And what was wrong with him in the end? I'll give you the start of the sentence. He was suffering from. Tell me if you can finish that sentence for me, Long. He was suffering from. Think of a word. Think of a word that we used earlier.
Concussion.
That sounded like Xinwei, not Long. He was suffering from
I don't know.
concussion. A concussion is probably right. I like that. He was suffering from a concussion, Long. A concussion. That's when you hurt your head. You bruise your brain. A concussion. So say that for me, Long. He was suffering from a concussion.
He was suffering from a concussion.
That's right. Very good. He was suffering from a concussion. And Mr. Jose,
Yes.
what was the prognosis in the end? The prognosis. What did
The
the
prognosis. He had a cut in his nose.
He had a repeat. He had
A cat.
a cat.
As a
Or
cut
cut.
or a cat.
Cut. Okay.
A cat in his nose. He bandaged. No, he had to go to the hospital for 7 stitches. 7 stitches.
Stitches. He had to go to the hospital for 7 stitches. Okay. This is an alternative version of our story, but it works, so it's good. And if you hang on just a second, I'll put it in the chat window for your notes. Take a look.
He had cut on his nose, had to go to the hospital for 7 stitches. Okay.
Oh, I made a mistake. That should say he had a cut.
He had
a cut.
to go. He had cut.
Not cut, but it should be a cut, like this. Let me fix it for you.
Had cut.
You need an article. There.
He had. Okay.
A cut.
Had cut.
That's right. Okay, very good. We managed to tell the story with 2 different endings. So we are very creative people. What I want you to do to finish class is, no, not this, this. No, not this, this. Just play doctor. Ksenia, you are injured. Mr. Shinyue, you are a qualified medical professional. Ksenia, tell your doctor the symptoms and get a diagnosis. What happened and how do you feel?
Oh, okay. Last night I woke up for drinking some water, but unfortunately I hit myself against the door, so I have some problem today with my head. I think I have a concussion because I'm a little dizzy. Feel
You're
a
a little
little
dizzy.
dizzy.
Oh, okay. You can say I am dizzy or I feel dizzy. Both are good. One thing, you hit yourself against the door. What did you hit specifically?
Head, of course.
Ah, so I hit my
My head.
head against the door. Not myself, but hit my head against the door. Sounds better in the chat window. See it?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Dr. Shinue. Dr. Shinue.
Help me.
Help Ksenia, Dr. Shinue. Help Ksenia. What treatment do you prescribe?
Relax. Button. Maybe you can go to the hospital and down your head X-rayed.
Wow, maybe she broke it.
I don't know how to answer.
Okay, well, you're the doctor, so, you know, we trust you.
So feel free and do what you want.
So he says you should relax, but maybe you should go to the hospital and you should have or get your head x-rayed. And the word x-rayed is spelled kind of funny, so if you hang on a second. Spell check is not letting me put the word in the window. And no, it's okay. X-rayed. I did it right. Take a look in the chat window. There. Shinue and Ksenia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Mr. Long, you have been injured. You had a terrible accident. You're going to tell Jose your symptoms, and Jose is going to try to cure you. He is the doctor. So, Mr. Long, tell us about your injury. What happened? Try to use some of the vocabulary that we learned earlier in the class. What happened?
What is the problem?
Exactly. Long, tell us the problem. Can you speak? Is your microphone working? Or did you hurt your voice? Maybe that's his injury. He can't speak. So, Long, look at the screen.
Yes.
You are student A. You are injured.
Yes.
At the bottom it says, patient, that's you, student A, patient, tell your doctor the symptoms and get a diagnosis. So, tell the doctor, Jose is the doctor, tell the doctor about your injury. And let's see if he can give you a diagnosis and a treatment. Okay?
Yes.
Can I give you an example to help you?
Yes.
Okay, here's an example. Jose,
Yes.
I was running. And then suddenly I landed on my foot in a bad way. Bad way. Now I can't walk. I can't walk. So that's my injury. What's the diagnosis and treatment you can offer me?
I bandage your foot for 1 week. After that, you have to get an appointment and check your foot.
Ah, okay. Check it how?
Check
In
it.
what? So, but after a week?
After a week, I checked your food again.
Ah, you'll check it. Okay, I'll check it.
Your food is your food swollen or
It's pretty swollen, yeah.
yes,
And so take a look in the chat window. I'm going to make a little suggestion there for you, Jose.
yes. I abandoned your food for 1 week, but after that I'll check and see if it needs a cast. Okay, okay.
If it needs a cast, because maybe it's broken.
Yes, yes.
But right now it's too swollen. Well, listen, everyone, we've actually got to stop now because I have to start the next class. So there's a lot of exercises on this presentation. So my suggestion is try the exercises. You have some possible answers at the last in the last slide, and in the next class, bring your questions to me if you're not sure why those answers are correct, or send me a message and I'll help you understand them, okay? So long you can continue to do those exercises, keep the link to this presentation, and then send me your questions, or come to the next class and we can talk about it. I'm going to start the business class in 30 seconds. Stick around for that. We're working on our important business skills for exchanging information. When you're talking about leisure time at work, you're inviting people out, you're networking, that kind of thing. Okay? And don't forget, you can follow me. Click on my link, which you'll see right now, and you can follow me to see all my upcoming classes on verbal. Okay? Bye for now, everyone. See you soon. Bye for now.
See you.
See you next
Goodbye.
time.